History Explains Science by William Ramos and Daniel Bejarano. What is lactose intolerance? Lactose intolerance is the inability or insufficient ability to digest lactose, a sugar found in milk and milk products. Questions from AP Bio students. Were cattle viewed differently by society when milk became key for survival? If so, how? Is lactose still influencing the culture of people today, or has it lost value? Does lactose intolerance affect part of the culture of the country since it affects the type of food a population can eat? Did the lactose tolerance trait follow the domestication of specific mammals or all milk producers? Cattle were viewed differently when milk became key for survival, as with anything else. Cattle were guarded carefully and were tended to as deemed fit. Lactose is still influencing the culture of people today, in some cases cattle being of religious significance. Lactose intolerance does affect part of the culture of the country. It affects their food, which is part of a country's culture. The trait was followed by mostly the domestication of cattle, since it was the main source of the lactose tolerance trait. William's ancestry. William's father and mother are both of Puerto Rican ancestry. About 51% of Latinos and Hispanics are lactose intolerant. Even so, William and his parents are all lactose tolerant. It is unknown of where William's ancestors originated. One of the theories is that his ancestors, the Taino, originated from the Amazon basin. They migrated to the Orinoco Valley, and from there they reached the West Indies. The Tainos primarily survived by hunting and gradually migrated to the river valleys where they could fish and gather plants. The Puerto Rican diet did not consist of dairy products. The cow was not introduced to Puerto Rico until the early 16th century. They then began to make seasonal trips to the coast, and it was from these coastal camps that the migration to the islands of the Caribbean began. William's ancestors stayed in Puerto Rico until the arrival of his parents. William's parents came to the States in search for work. Since the dawn of civilization, people have been domesticating animals, and it is possible that the Tainos had the mutation of lactose tolerance before they arrived in Puerto Rico, and this is a possibility of why William is lactose tolerant. Daniel's ancestry. Daniel's father and mother are both of Colombian ancestry. Daniel and his parents are all lactose tolerant. By 10,500 BCE, the territory of what is now Colombia was inhabited by Aboriginal people. Nomadic hunter-gatherer tribes existed near present-day Bogota, which traded with one another and with cultures living in the Magdalena River Valley. Between 5000 and 1000 BCE, hunter-gatherer tribes transitioned to agrarian societies. Fixed settlements were established and pottery appeared. One of the main uses of dairy in Colombia was coffee. Coffee is one of Colombia's major exports. A very popular type of coffee is café con leche, half coffee, half milk. It is possible that the consumption of coffee contributed to Daniel's lactose tolerance. Daniel's ancestors stayed in Colombia until his parents moved to the States due to the bad economy in Colombia. His parents then passed on their lactose tolerance trait to Daniel. The end.